Hello and welcome to Everyday Champions in Business, presented by Action Coach Dane County. Action Coach is the world's #1 business coaching company, and this is your opportunity to hear the stories, the tips, and the insider information that makes entrepreneurship and small business the greatest game on the planet. I'm Rob Maniaci, enrollment specialist at Action Coach Dane County, and today it's my pleasure to introduce Amanda Thomas, owner of Pint Sized Parties. Welcome, Amanda. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. We're going to just jump right into the questions. First, tell us your name, the name of your business, and how long you've been in business, any employees you have, that sort of thing, just the 30,000 foot.
Sure. My name is Amanda Thomas, and my business is Pint Sized Parties. I started my business pretty about back in 2018, we'll say officially is when I started to do it. And it definitely slowed down a little bit with COVID and then picked back up and kind of grew and then receded a little bit. But I would say it's really kicked off within the past 2 years or so.
Okay. And so when people ask, okay, what is Pint Sized Parties? How do you explain what you do?
Sure. So my short and sweet answer is balloons, decor, and more. But to kind of go a little bit further into that, so my specialty, or what most people book me for, is balloon decor. I do provide custom activities for kids' parties. I do also provide opportunities for grown-up parties. So I'll also do baby showers and bridal showers and weddings and things like that as well. So it's not just kiddo parties. But that's where I started, was specifically focusing on children's parties. But now it's really grown to more and very focused on balloons.
Okay, great. So congratulations for getting started and making it through COVID. Um, what does the future look like for pint-sized parties? What do you envision the company will look like 3, 5 years down the road?
Yeah, so it's really, like I said, has super grown within the last year or two. And my plan, or my hope and my goal, is to just continue growing it, hopefully not have to work out of my home anymore, have my own space, possibly a brick and mortar. What I'm Part of what Pint Sized Parties is all about is helping to facilitate activities with children. And I would love to have a space someday that I do provide balloon decor out of, but also an activity space for kiddos to get to come and we can do an activity together.
Awesome. That sounds exciting. Tell us more. You mentioned, kids' parties. Who is your target market? Who's the sweet spot client that's driving the business right now?
I would say I have a couple. I don't have one specific one in mind. It really goes with event hosts. So anybody who is hosting an event. So that could be a mom of a bride, or it could be a baby shower host, or a mom of three, or just someone who is hosting an event that needs support with their event. Another key customer that I work with is an event planner or marketer for corporate businesses. If they want to celebrate their ribbon cutting, they want to have a little pizzazz for the groundbreaking. So they're people that I work directly with as well. And then also event planners. So if you have somebody who's helping you plan your grand scale event, like your wedding or your bar or bat mitzvah, those would be my point people to be working with as well.
Unpack a little bit more. When I look at the background and I hear kids' parties, I'm thinking clowns and ribbons and things like that. Let us know, what else do you do besides that?
So I am not a clown. I'll just put that out there right now. I also do not do balloon twisting. So when you think of somebody at a festival, when they twist you a little dog balloon, I that is a talent that I do not possess. It's very, yeah. So what I do is I create bespoke balloon decor. So if you have a very specific color palette, so say that you're working with, I want navy and burnt orange and blush. Those are colors that I have on hand. It's not like when you go to a dollar store or a party store and you're like, oh, they only have red, green, and blue, and that's all I have to work with. I can specialty order special Mylars, like if you're looking for a very specific theme, that's something I have access to, and I can help work with my clients and my customers to make that a reality.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So beyond balloons and decor, what would you say is the real value you provide? What is the problem you're solving for your clients?
Sure. So before Pint Sized Parties became very heavily focused on balloons, it was event planning. So it's really about connecting with my customers, seeing what they're looking for. If they're trying to find a cotton candy vendor or somebody to make custom lollipops, that's information that I know and I have that at my fingertips. And I can recommend multiple vendors from around the Madison area. If they're looking for a very unique event space that, they can have a bubble house in or a bouncy castle or something like that. That's something that I can help them facilitate. So I would say really communicating with my customers and helping to bring the vision of their event to life to help really create an experience.
Right. So really understanding what it is they're trying to accomplish, the portion that you can deliver, you'll deliver, but even beyond that, you've got a network of resources that can really make their event above and beyond their wildest dreams.
To really pop.
Ah, pun intended. Amanda, what challenges have you been faced with that you've had to overcome?
So I wouldn't say I've overcome this, but one of my biggest challenges is that I am not my target customer. I'm not somebody who would purchase my services from somebody else. And I really struggle with that, especially with pricing, and the things that I'm able to create a lot of, what do you call that? Imposter syndrome. There we go. Imposter syndrome, where I'm creating something and I go, who would ever book me for this or who would buy this? And then people buy it. And I need to have more confidence, I think, in my pricing and realize that there are people out there who would pay for my service, just like I pay for a service that I don't have the ability to complete myself.
Yeah, I'm just started reading a book called Rethinking Success, and chapter one is all about imposter syndrome. We all deal with it, so you are not alone. Uh, Thank you for sharing that. How do you balance business with personal life just to maintain that steady stream or week in, week out type thing? Yeah.
That's actually a really big challenge for me too. And I wouldn't say it's so much a balancing act, but it's really figuring out what needs my focus and what is the most important thing to work on right then and there. I actually used to work before Pint Sized Parties really got going. When COVID happened, I worked from home full time. It just wasn't working well for my business. I wasn't able to focus on the things that I wanted to do for my business. I was not a very present parent at home. So I ultimately decided, what brings me the most joy? What do I need to accomplish right now? And I needed more time with my family and more time to focus on my balloons and pint-sized parties. So I actually stepped back from that full-time job and moved to a part-time job. So now I have more time to focus on pint-sized parties and more time to focus on my family because I am busy on the weekends. That's when parties happen. Um, but a lot of times my kiddo, she'll help me with balloons and she'll come with me. So it's just really about taking that time to focus on what's really important in the moment. And pint-sized parties and my business is what brings me joy and makes me happy. And I'm glad that my family's able to be a part of that too.
So we all have distractions, we all have opportunities, and it's a matter of really prioritizing and going with what's highest in priority and letting go of the rest.
Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Let me shift to some rapid fire questions, Amanda. Give us your best, quick, short answers to these questions, okay?
Okay.
So beyond friends and family, who is someone you really admire?
uh, my network, that's short
Okay.
enough.
What would you say is your key to success?
Try it.
What is one word of advice you have for a brand new business owner?
One word. Ooh, confidence.
What is a must-read book?
Ugh, too
Or,
many.
or yeah, a book, a movie, a podcast, anything.
Anything, I would say anything that sparks something in you. If even if that's a cartoon or it's a podcast or whatever, if you find it interesting, do it. Take time to do that because you don't know what it's going to spark elsewhere.
Love it. Thank you. Amanda, tell us, where can we find you online?
Sure. So you can find me at www.pintsizedparties.com, or I am also on Facebook, pintsizedparties.com. I'm also on Instagram, pintsizedparties.com.
Thank you. Couple more questions. Anything you'd like to include in the form of an offer for the folks
Oh,
that watch the video?
sure. So if you'd like to book balloon decor or anything with me, you can fill out my form online. And then if you just mention in the comments Action Coach, I'll give you 10% off of your order.
All right. Thank you for that generous offer. Just mention in the comments Action Coach for 10% off your next order. Thank you. Last question, and here all topics are wide open. It doesn't have to be party planning or business in general, but it can be if you want. What is most inspiring to you these days?
Um, Most inspiring, I would have to say, is seeing the result of, so for me, it's very personal because my business, the heart of it is creating memories to last a lifetime. So when I get to create a piece of decor or I facilitate an activity, like say we're making chocolate slime or something, to see a kiddo or even a wedding couple see what I've created or the activity we're doing and just see them light up and it sparks something in them. I hope that chocolate slime activity inspires them to become a chef, or if we're, making pins or something, maybe they'll decide that they want to do something with art. I just really want to help inspire people to do what makes them happy. So that's what's inspiring to me, is my network and also my customers.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And you are in a position to really impact lives and create memories. And when that clicks, I would imagine that's very rewarding.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things. We facilitated an activity where we made squishy balloons, like sensory balls, and it literally was no rules. It was, you want flour, put flour in it. You want marbles, put marbles in it. Shaving cream, yes. And just the fact that there was no restriction and it was, oh, I can do this. I can use a permanent marker. It's letting them have the freedom to create and make whatever they want to make possible.
Yeah, that is awesome. They're so used to getting the rules laid down, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, what is your favorite age to work with?
Oh, that's hard because I'm biased. My daughter is 8. So I, of course, really like the 8-year-olds, but younger kiddos are so fun because a lot of times they're exploring things in ways that you wouldn't think of ways to handle something. Like, for example, I was at a party and I was taking down decor. So unfortunately, when you take down balloons, you have to pop them. And there was a 3-year-old there that was at the end of the party, and I was popping balloons, and she was really nervous about the popping. And I was like, "It's okay, don't worry. Here, let's pop one together." And she popped it, and she just started giggling, and she thought it was the funniest thing. And so we went around, and she helped me pop the rest of the balloons, and just being able to experience something through their eyes and how they see the world is it's amazing. It really is.
Perfect. Yeah, that is great. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being our guest on Everyday Champions in Business. As a thank you for sharing your story, we are going to send you an autographed copy of Joe Theismann's book, How to Be a Champion Every Day.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and for everyone watching, be sure to visit Pint Sized Parties online and take advantage of the generous offer Amanda shared. Amanda, thank you so much for participating today. If you know another business owner who might like to participate, please send them our way. If you're watching this and you are a business owner or you'd like to participate in Everyday Champions in Business, please click the link in the comments section, and we'd love to schedule that for you. Thank you, Amanda. Any parting words?
My only like one little nugget of advice would be try it. Really, I make balloons. That's my business. And if even if it sounds silly at the time or someone goes, "Why would you do that? That's not going to work." Try it so that way and it's going to go great or it might not work, and that's okay. You can always go back and do the other thing again. Just try it.
Awesome. Awesome advice. Thank you, Amanda. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.